If you believe in Jesus but have ever found yourself questioning him in the middle of suffering, then this story is for you. It's about a young woman who lost everything she loved and found her faith again when despair seemed absolute. Stay with me for this story because it shows that even when nothing makes sense, Jesus is present. He's carrying the broken, whispering hope, and offering a future where our deepest sorrows can be transformed into strength and purpose. Eliza Moore was just 26 years old when her life shattered in a single, devastating moment. A sudden car accident claimed both of her parents, leaving her utterly alone in a world that suddenly felt cold, indifferent, and completely unforgiving. Grief swallowed her whole. Days blurred into nights. She would wander through her apartment like a ghost, not speaking to anyone, her tears soaking old photographs, letters, and the questions tormented her. Why, God? Why did you take them? Where are you in all of this pain? She found herself praying less and less, until finally silence replaced her voice. Isolation became her only companion. Friends and colleagues tried to help, offering condolences, but their words felt hollow, their concern fleeting. The faith that had once been her guide now seemed like a cruel lie. She started pushing away any reminder of God. The church doors she once walked through with joy remained unopened. Her Bible sat on a shelf unread. Prayer felt pointless. Beneath her quiet, numb exterior, a deep anger simmered, and it was directed at the one person she had once trusted completely. One night, completely overwhelmed by despair, she collapsed to her knees. Her body ached from exhaustion, and her soul was just shattered from grief. She tried to pray, but no words came out, only tears. And in that unguarded, broken moment, a strange peace settled over her heart. It wasn't miraculous in the way she might have expected. There was no sudden voice from heaven, no immediate answer to her questions. But there was a warmth, a quiet calm, a profound certainty that she was not alone. It wrapped around her spirit like a gentle embrace. Slowly, she reached for the Bible that had been sitting untouched for months. She opened it and began reading the Psalms, the raw, honest cries of David. Then she turned to the Gospels. As she read, the words of Jesus spoke directly to her heart. They spoke of suffering, of loss, and of redemption. They spoke of death and resurrection. She started to realize that she wasn't alone in her grief. Jesus himself had suffered. He had known what it was like to lose someone he loved. He had endured unimaginable pain and rejection. His story mirrored her own in a way that brought healing instead of judgment. And in that quiet space, faith began to grow again. It didn't erase her sorrow, not at all, but it gave her sorrow meaning. Her heartbreak became a new lens through which she could truly understand compassion, empathy, and the fragility of human life. She began to reconnect with friends and family, slowly and cautiously at first, allowing trust to return in small increments. She started sharing her grief, and for the first time she felt truly heard, without judgment. This new sense of purpose led her back to education. She enrolled in school to study psychology and counseling, now determined to help others who were going through the shock of sudden loss. Her own personal experience became the foundation for her empathy, and her renewed faith guided her purpose. Eliza started volunteering at grief counseling centers, and she began mentoring young people who had lost their own parents or guardians. She would speak gently of her own journey, showing them that it was possible for sorrow and faith to coexist. Over time, her anger at God softened. She came to understand that faith doesn't promise to remove our sorrow. What it does promise is a hand to hold during the darkest nights, a light to guide us when nothing seems clear. She started writing down her own reflections and prayers, sharing them online with others who were navigating the confusing landscape of grief. Her words resonated deeply, reaching young adults, parents, and caregivers who were all struggling with their own losses. Through this process, she discovered a new relationship with Jesus, one that was personal, steadfast, and deeply comforting. It wasn't a relationship of expectation, waiting for miracles. It was a relationship of companionship and of quiet hope. Eliza's grief never vanished completely, but it transformed it. It became a bridge to service, to a new kind of ministry, a way to love others who were walking a similar path. She learned to honor her sorrow while allowing her faith to guide her forward into a new future. Every year on the anniversary of her parents' death, she would light candles and pray. But now she remembered them with love, not with despair. These small rituals became acts of hope, of gratitude, and of surrender. Her story became a powerful testimony of someone who escaped tragedy, but of someone who found endurance, trust, and a deeper faith right in the middle of it. Through her unwavering belief, she experienced profound healing, discovered a new purpose, and found a connection with God she never thought possible. Eliza Moore finally understood that faith isn't always about getting answers. Sometimes it's about presence. It's about persistence. It's about having the courage to keep moving forward, one step at a time, even when your entire world has been turned upside down. Her life is a beautiful reminder that even in our deepest pain, God is with us, working to turn our mourning into a message of hope for others. Thank you so much for listening. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of faith and hope.